Happy Wednesday and good morning. I'm meteorologist Mackenzie Lake. Here's a look at our Wednesday forecast. We saw some very dense fog developing earlier this morning. We actually picked up on a little bit of some precipitation and drizzle being produced from this fog in Santa Ynez. But as of right now, visibility looking beautiful throughout the area. We're going to continue to see any of this fog clearing out quickly for the day. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures warming a few degrees compared to what we saw just yesterday, and of course tracking more wet weather into the weekend. Before we talk about that though, let's talk about how these temperatures will continue to warm up for the day. So we're starting out a little bit on the cooler side, but back up into the middle to upper 60s throughout the area, 66 degrees by about 2 p.m. So pretty similar conditions to what we saw just yesterday, if not a degree or two above average. And then take a look here, winds looking pretty similar to yesterday as well. We're seeing those winds transitioning to the north and northeast. So those offshore winds will be strengthening by about 5 p.m. They look to be peaking. So again, well under advisory thresholds. Other than a slight breeze, we're not expecting to see much as far as impacts today. Again, it'll be the perfect day to head outdoors, warmest day of the work week, and of course we're tracking a pretty big weather pattern shift into these next couple of days. So take a look as we head on into Thursday and Friday. We're going to start to cool off pretty nicely. We're going to be tracking this big area of low pressure that's going to be creating some of the coolest Arctic air that we have seen all season. So that'll be shifting its way down toward the central coast here. And of course, by Friday and Saturday, a lot of these temperatures will actually be dipping back down into the 50s. So a pretty significant temperature difference from what we're seeing currently. Some of these areas, almost a 20-degree temperature difference. So take a look here. Our first front will start to arrive by Thursday. So this first front is going to be cooling those temperatures off anywhere upwards of 8 to even 10 degrees in some areas. We have the slight chance for some wet weather to work in with that front, but we're really focused on a lot of this moisture out towards the Pacific Northwest. Take a look at all of the blue we're picking up on. A lot of that is snowfall. So again, this is looking to be a very, very cold system. When we do have these cold systems, we don't expect too much as far as rainfall amounts, but we could still be seeing upwards of maybe 1/4 of an inch to upwards of an inch near the coastal areas, and then 1.5 inches, maybe upwards of 2 inches in higher terrain areas. So keep in mind here, still some moderate amounts of rainfall, but we're really going to be tracking those snow levels. They'll be dropping down to about 3,000 feet. So maybe areas like Kachuma Lake, Broadcast Peak, even Tepisque Peak could be seeing a dusting of some snow, maybe even a rain, snow, sleet mixture. So keep that in mind. And then of course, as we head on into our Tuesday of next week, we're going to see our next storm system approaching the central coast. So of course, all the more reason to head out today. Take a look at each microclimate. It's beautiful. Almost 70 degrees there in Montecito, 66 in Summerlin, 68 in Goleta. Again, we're going to continue to see a warming trend from what we saw just yesterday. Today looking to be the warmest day of the work week, a few degrees above average, 60s or 69 there in Santa Ynez, 71 there in Buellton. Up near the coastal areas in San Luis Obispo, beautiful 70 degrees there. 60s expected near the coastal areas, pretty mild 65 there in Morro Bay, and then down toward Ventura County, middle to upper 60s, even a handful of those 70s as well, Ojai and Santa Paula. Have a good day.